Okay, we'll get started. Hare Krishna. So I'll chant the holy names of the Lord. We'll meditate on the holy names of the Lord for a few minutes. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मिलितमेन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवं गुरुवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादिपाश्रितदेशतारिणे। जय श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्दस्य द्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौरभक्तवृन्द। हरे कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna,
कृष्ण
Krishna.
हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम राम हरे हरे। Let me share my screen and we'll get started. Okay. Hello everyone. Namaste. Hare Krishna. Welcome to Bhagavad Gita study session. So we started the 17th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Shraddha Traya Vibhaga Yoga. Traya means three. Shraddha means faith or inclination towards anything, any action, eating food or living lifestyle. It all varies according to the mode we are in. So Krishna very elaborately teaches uh, our inclination Shraddha in three modes. So this chapter starts with a question from Arjuna. So this question coming from the 16th chapter towards the end, Krishna says, if you follow the scriptures, live a life according to the scriptures, you cultivate divine qualities. And those divine qualities lead you to liberation. But if a person disregards scriptural injunctions, yah shastra vidhim utsrijya vartate kamakaratah na sasiddhim avapnoti na sukham na paramam gatim. If a person disregards scriptural injunctions and lives a life according to his own whims, he neither attains perfection, no happiness, no happiness in the current world, and in the future life also there is no good destination. Krishna ended like that, like binary, 0 or 1. If you do this, you'll be divine. If you don't do this, you'll be demonic. Then Arjuna introduces a third category. Yeah, he asks a question. What about there are some people who are good? They do good activities. They are divine qualities. They have divine qualities, but they don't follow scriptures. What about them? Hmm? and they worship, they have good faith and they worship also with good faith, but it is not from the scriptures. What about them? He introduces a third category, not following scriptures, but they are good people, divine people, good qualities. So Krishna says, yeah, maybe, but Their all their actions varies according to the mode they are in. Hmm? So that's in this beautiful chapter, very insightful chapter. Krishna teaches us like all our actions, whatever we do, shastric actions, those actions prescribed in the scriptures, uh, those vary according to the mode we are in. So this also to say that if a person do not follow scriptures, and whether he is good or whether he is living good life or all, it doesn't matter, he still is gonna end up cultivating demonic qualities. Okay, so Krishna teaches us one has to follow scriptures, learn, not just following the scriptures, learn the right way to follow. And actions, try to put your actions in the mode of goodness according to the scriptures, then your actions will lead you to liberation, will purify you. Otherwise, even though you are doing good duties, it's of no use. No use. Hmm? So Krishna teaches us the food in three modes or worship. We all worship, different people have worship different gods or different people or whatever. We'll see that today. The worship also varies according to the mode we are in. Hmm? Or austerities, people do many austerities, that also vary according to the mode we are in. The food we choose, the food we like and eat, uh, the way we eat is also varies according to the mode we are in. So Krishna talks about the food. We'll go very detail into this because that's what we eat every day. That's what we do every day, three times a day, all the time a day. And so food is very important subject matter. So we'll spend more time on this three shlokas and we'll go in detail, learn from Ayurveda and many things, and what is the right way to eat, what is the right type of food to choose, what is the right way to eat, how to eat, and how it helps us. And very scientifically, we try to learn as much possible. And 11 to 22, Krishna talks about the sacrifice, austerities, and donation. If a person is inclined to towards donation, that inclination also varies according to the mode he is in. The way he donates it also varies according to the mode he is in. So even though a person may be good, that's the conclusion here. Even the person may be good, doing good activities, but if he is not following the scriptures, if it is not according to the scriptures, it's of no use. And also our actions has to be spiritualized. Krishna says chanting Om Tat Sat or the holy names of the Lord. By chanting, then we can spiritualize our actions. That will be helpful. Otherwise, even we are the charitable things we are doing of no use if you are not doing properly. One may think that I'm doing a good charity to people, I'm a good person, but if your consciousness or mindset is not right, it's of no use as per Krishna. We'll see that as we go. So, so in previous session, we spoke about all our actions, like whether it be driving a car, the type of car we choose, the type of car we drive, and the type of work we like to do while working, how is our mindset, consciousness, and this example of a movie, the type of movie we choose while watching, what is our mindset, consciousness, uh, is all varies according to the mode we are in. If you are in the mode of goodness, we like to do certain things. If you are more in the mode of passion, we prefer certain things, certain type of movies, watch certain type of movies. If you are in the mode of ignorance, our inclination is differently. It all varies. So these examples to understand that, that's what Krishna is going to teach in this chapter, 17th chapter, or worship, these five categories, right? Worship, food, sacrifice, austerity, charity, it all varies according to the mode we are in. Okay. So then what is the right way to do worship? What is the right way to eat food, choose food? What is the right way to do sacrifice, austerity, charity? Krishna clearly delineates and describes and teaches us. We'll see that. So I'll ask someone to read this, text number 4, worship in different modes.
यजन्ते सात्विका देवान् यक्षरक्षांसि राजसाः प्रेतान् भूतगणांश्चान्ये यजन्ते तामसा जनाः. Men in the mode of goodness worship the demigods, those in the mode of passion worship the demons, and those in the mode of ignorance worship ghosts and spirits.
Thank you, Prabhu. So Krishna is teaching here the worship. Type of worship is also varies according to individual. Mm. It's like not everybody prays the same God. Not everybody worships the God in the same way, right? It all varies. In Sanatana Dharma, we see many variations. In Hinduism, Sanatana Dharma, if you go to India, South India, North India, East India, West India, or any place, Sanatana Dharma is there. There are so many variations, right? So Krishna is going to teach us that why people worship a certain way to certain deities, gods. So, it varies according to the mode. So before we go into this one, we'll try to understand like why people in general approach a god or a divine being. Okay, so Krishna spoke about this in seventh chapter. There are people who believe in God. There are people who do not believe in God. Okay, so do not believe in the God. Krishna did not spend much time. He spoke about it, and that's it. And the people who believe in the God, and he elaborated and detailed in eighth and ninth chapter, right? Very nicely. Hmm. So we'll see, like in general, why people believe in God. God, not just God, anything, any divine being, right? So these are the few examples from our scriptures. Like people want to fulfill their desires. It is obvious. It's obvious. We are in need of money. We are in need of some education or good facilities. Or when we go through difficulties, problems, it could be uh, problems with other people or other beings, or problems with health issues. Hmm? Our personal health issues and our family members' health issues. The humans always look for some superior beings who can help us solve these problems. So sometimes these problems are solved by our friends, neighbors, or sometimes it's beyond anybody's ability. Okay? So that's when we go and look for some divine beings. Hey God, you must be there. Hey divine being, you must be there. You can help us. Hmm? So but when that happens, the way they go, type of God they choose, or type of being they choose, it varies. Mm. So we'll build upon this one and we'll go there. So, and some people in fear of unknown, fear of unknown, protection seekers. They think like if I don't believe in the God or some being, I'll be in trouble. I'll be in trouble. Let me just believe in the God. Something bad happens to me. I don't want that happen to me. This person was not believing in the God. God punished him, and maybe that will come back to me also. God will also punish me. Uh, some unknown will happen to me. Let me worship God. This could be the one of the reason. Okay, this is general reasons we see. So in general, wide varieties of people with their different mindset, right? So we can't put together in everything, but this is high level general. So peer pressure from society, well wishers. So from the society, everybody is following a tradition, culture. Okay, we just follow and do it. Our well wishers, they are doing it. If we don't do, they might feel bad, or they may reject us from the society. So this could be one set of reason. Other set of reason could be blind followers. And I mean, they have no idea their parents, grandparents, or so great grandparents, they have been following a tradition. They go to a tamasic tantric person, and entire family tree is going to a tantric worship. And it is not even scriptures. Nobody questions why they do. They just blindly follow. It varies, right? It varies. So, but they just follow. They just blindly follow because they have traditionally their family tree has been following. So these are the four general reasons people look for God, or they just follow certain divine being. So as per Krishna in this verse number 4, Krishna says categorizes into three. Or worship categorizes can be seen in three categories: mode of goodness, passion, ignorance. Satoguna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna. If a person in the mode of goodness, Satvaguna, that means He has done pious credits in previous life as per seventh chapter. Sukritina, right? He has done pious credits, and he was good person because of being good and good qualities and lived a good lifestyle according to scriptures. He has given the opportunity to study scriptures. Okay, so all the facilities given, he'll study scriptures, and as he studies scriptures, and if he's in need of something, okay, every Sanatana Dharma, the God who has created this creation, who has created and who put us into this material existence, God knows very well we are in need of something. We need some celestial being help. So God has given this so-called scriptures, Vedas, Karma Kanda section of Vedas. They all talk about, fulfilling desires and living a how to live a dharmic life, how to live a dharmic life, what is the right way to earn money, what is the right way to fulfill desires. Those are all in the Karma Kanda section of Vedas. And many followers of Sanatana Dharma we see in this world, they do. It is nothing wrong, it is perfectly all right. Okay, going to demigod is not wrong. If a person has fulfilled desire, he's doing as per scriptures. Scriptures say that he's following the according to the scriptures. He's following the scriptures. He's going to demigod, hiring a pujari, and doing some puja. And there are many celestial beings as per Sanatana Dharma, right? As per Krishna also spoke about in ninth chapter. Hmm? We can understand with an example. Just like there is a government, and there are representatives, government representatives or governors or ministers or departments, right? If you are in need of something, I'll approach a department. The department itself solves my problem, but actually that it's not the department head, it is coming from the government itself. The higher authority is government. Through department head, my problem is solved, I'm given certain things, right? The same thing, it is Krishna, God, Vishnu. Through him there are many celestial beings work. They are called demigods, Indra, Chandra, Varuna, various devatas. uh, they live in heavenly abode, and they take care of all the necessities needed on the earth planet or various planets. If a person in need of something, we can approach them, they'll fulfill our desire, but it's all transactional, it's all one to one. It's all one to one transactional. Okay, so to worship them we have to be pure, we have to earn money in a pure way. We have to hire pujari, a good pujari. He's not He has to be very good pujari. Okay, he is not a cheater, he should not be a cheater. He's a good pujari. If a pujari is cheater, then the demigod worship of useless, right? So the pujari has to be right, his mindset has to be right, and the ingredients, the place, circumstances, everything matter. Then the demigods, when they are pleased, they grant us whatever we want, they grant us. It is absolutely right, no problem at all. So it is given in the scriptures. Hmm. So that's why Krishna here says that a person who is in the mode of goodness, satoguna, he is naturally inclined, because it is in the scriptures, he has the knowledge, and he is naturally inclined to go to the demigods and attain the necessities, and that his worship is towards the demigods. It's totally all right. Right? And second category, Krishna talks about a person in the mode of passion, rajoguna. Rajoguna. So he has been having this Rajoguna, Rajasic qualities throughout his life, many lifetimes, uh, and this person is against scriptures. He doesn't believe in the God. He says like, who is this God? Scriptures, I don't care. Hmm? There are some celestial beings. Go to them, worship them. They'll grant, problem solve. That's it. Right? So there are some Grama Devatas. There are Grama Devatas and celestial beings. Nowadays there are movies also being released for those. So they're not, their worship is not prescribed in scriptures, by the way. Okay, their worship is not prescribed in the scriptures, but people go out of fear or protection. The reasons we saw in previous slide. People go and solve the problems, and they think like this God will help me. It's because of mode of passion. Mode of passion. This is not prescribed in the scriptures. So they want to attain some wealth or protection from these beings. So how about this Rakshasa, Yakshas, and Rakshasas? These are also They're not demigods, but they have sometimes it is man-made. Okay, and maybe it may not be real. Sometimes there are some celestial beings who have some little bit powers. They help, so they help the grama, like village and everything. So but their worship is not prescribed in scriptures. That kind of worship is a rajasic worship, mode of passion. And there are some category of people who worship, who approach a tantric person who prays, who has this tantric vidya. So maybe some past life or whatever, they try to cheat people, and uh, or maybe has some powers, tantric powers. They try to worship these ghosts and spirits. Krishna uses word bhuta and preta. Bhuta preta, they're not bhuta preta. uh, this is also not prescribed in the scriptures. Not only the mode of passion, the worship in the mode of passion, worship in the mode of ignorance, bhuta peta prichacha. This kind of worship is not even prescribed in scriptures, but people go. People go. We see that in this world, like they approach for black magic and many other things. If one person, he's in need of something, problem, goes. Uh, look at his mindset. He may go to these devatas. He's like, no, I don't even know. I don't believe in this. Then he goes to the tantric person. He maybe has strong faith towards tantric people. Uh, they'll go and ask, and they hire and they give money, and these people also want people, right, to come to them. Tantric worship, tantric pujaris, uh, they trap people, and now all kinds of things. I don't want to say this, but uh, this person's desire is fulfilled, problem is solved, and he go and bring 110 more people, 100 more people, and everybody become devotee of this tantric pujari now. Right? So as per Krishna, this is also not recommended. They also not recommended. This and against scriptures, this tantric puja and all. Mm. People have blind faith. So Krishna elaborates in next verse also these things. So I'll ask someone to read this.
अशास्त्रविहितं घोरं तप्यन्ते ये तपो जनाः दम्भाहङ्कार अहङ्कार संयुक्ताः कामरागबलान्विताः कर्षयन्तः शरीरस्थं भूतग्रामम् अचेतसः मां चैवान्तः शरीरस्थं तान् विद्धि आसुरनिश्चयान्. Those who undergo severe austerities and penances not recommended in the scriptures, performing them out of pride and egoism, who are impelled by lust and attachment, who are foolish, who torture the material elements of the body as well as the super soul dwelling within, are to be known as demons.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Sure.
So we say like God is a so divine person, soft spoken person, so, beautiful person, good person. Now, God Krishna is chastising here, literally chastising here. Tan vidhi asura nishchayaha. They're definitely demons. Who Krishna? Hmm? Ashastra vihitam ghoram. Tapyante ye tapo janaha, the people who perform severe austerities, which are against scriptures. It is not in the scriptures. It could be man-made. Some faith from somewhere. One person had this problem solved with this pujari, tantric pujari, and he goes and brings, and that he makes a big institution out of it. Man, we see in this world that exists, right? True. It's in 2025 also we see this exist. Hmm. These are against scripture. Shastra means scriptures. Ashastra means not in scriptures. Not in scriptures at all. Uh, but they undergo severe austerities, uh, and out of pride and karshayanti sharirastham. Karshayantaha. They take so much pain to themselves also. They take so much pain to their bodies, and they perform severe austerities, severe worship. Bhutagramam Saha, Mam Cheva Sharistam. Krishna saying, I'm there in their body, but they are torturing their body. They're torturing their body, and they undergo severe austerities of no use. They're not in the scriptures. They are totally must be condemned. Tam vidhi asura nishchaya. Krishna nishchaya. Definitely they are asura. So what Krishna is speaking to Arjuna here, when Dwapara Yuga Krishna spoke, Dwapara Yuga Krishna spoke it to Arjuna. Maybe there are some people like that, their personalities like that. There are Rakshasas during that time. Nowadays, it's very trendy now. Like it's very we see in many places, especially in South Indians and many places I've seen uh, people torture their bodies. So we'll try to elaborate and see this. Hmm. So in the past, like historically, we'll see this. So Ravana, we'll take the example, scriptural example, Ravana. So Ravana, what Ravana wants? He wants power. He wants more power so that he can rule the entire world, all three universes. Uh, and he wants to be the god. He wants to be the god. He performed severe austerities. He cut off his head and offered in sacrifice, and many severe austerities he performed. Later, like Brahmadev has to come and say, "Stop this guy." Severe austerities. He's torturing his own body. Mm. So we see another example of Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu. He wants to avenge the death of his brother, and he wants to kill Lord Vishnu himself. That's impossible. And he performed severe austerities, many severe austerities. It is said that he performed austerities for thousands of years, and while he was performing austerities, he had nothing but bones, bones and heart. That's it. Uh, so severe austerities, and that terrified the entire universe. And Lord Brahma has to descend and give him a boon. The severe austerities. Krishna is saying. I mean, it's not even recommended. It's not even preferable. Not even recommended. Hmm. And we see the current generation here. And this I captured. I got few scriptures. These are quite controversial things. Now I'm gonna speak, but as per Krishna said that people undergo severe austerities in the name of worship, in the name of puja, in the name of worship, and they run on the fire. You can see these guys running on the fire. They're torturing their body. And they hang so many things, and they put needles on their tongue, mouth, nose, and ears, pierce their ears and pierce their body. Severe austerities they do in the name of worship, uh, in the name of austerity. You can see this picture here. These guys hanging, putting so many needles. These are not pleasing to see, but we'll get some idea what's going on in society, right? So we think from the outsider person who doesn't study Bhagavad Gita, or who doesn't study scriptures, who has no idea about Sanatana Dharma, but that person thinks like, oh, these are all good. These are all prescribed in scriptures. Maybe this is part of Sanatana Dharma. As per Krishna, Bhagavad Gita scriptures, it is no. It is not prescribed in the scriptures at all. These are all man-made and unnecessary thing, useless things. Krishna, as per Krishna, is saying this doesn't produce any good result. Is of useless worship, uh, and they're torturing the body, their own body. And as per Krishna, in this verse, Krishna also says that I am there in their heart. I am there in their heart. They're forgetful of that fact, and they're doing all kinds of austerities for no reason. And they're torturing the body, in the name of worship, in the name of austerity. Mm. And you can see here people walk on this coal fire and put needles on their tongue. The severe austerities of no reason. And we can see the this controversial now, but Grama Devata worship. Grama Devata worship, especially we see in the South India, people worship so many Grama Devatas. They cut the goat. Like they take the goat, and in front of Grama Devata, they cut the goat, and all the blood will flow on the road. Blood will flow on the road, and they offer the goat to these. It's not so pleasing to see. They got many chickens, and they offer as a garland to the Devata, uh, and nowadays it's become a big festival now. Nowadays this become a big festival. Everybody does it, and but if you don't study scriptures, what exactly in the scriptures, we have no idea. Maybe we think that is right. Whatever they're doing is right, but as per Krishna here, it is saying is not even prescribed scriptures. Hmm? If a person is in the name of worship and fulfill their desires, and who are torturing their body and who is torturing these poor species, animal species, and that kind of worship is tamasic worship, demonic worship. There's Krishna saying Nishchaya, they are demons. Asura. Krishna categorized them as Asura. They're demonic people. One may say, like, yeah, they have good faith. With good faith, they're worshipping the God. They're doing fasting for 3 hours, 4 hours, or full day to worship in a worship and cut a goat and offer the goat. Uh, that is Asura. It's not even Sattvic. It's not even sattvic, it's not even recommended, it's prohibited, not in the scriptures. I know we have many questions we can take after this, but it's definitely not in the scriptures. But people follow. So there are Grama Devata worship is people follow like in the ancient, if we go back like hundreds of years back and thousands of years back, uh, when the people go through problems, there are Grama Devata, they'll go and it is like outside. It has to be out. It used to be like outside the village, and they do this goat cutting, all those things, and now it become a trendy. Now every city, every place has this thing. So it's not even recommended in the scriptures as per Krishna, as per Bhagavad Gita, and also as per Vedic scriptures. Okay, then whom should be the so Krishna spoke about worship in the mode of goodness, passion, ignorance. Satoguna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna. Satoguna, they go and worship the demigods. Rajoguna, they go and worship the Rakshasas. And Tamoguna, they worship this dim ghosts and spirits like tantric worship. So, so what about the worship of Lord Hari, Krishna, Vasudeva? Uh, so it is said in Srimad Bhagavatam. hmm, When one pours water on the root of the tree, the trunk and the branches of the tree are automatically pleased. We don't have to go and water each branch and leaf. And just water the root of the tree is thoroughly nourished. Similarly, when we worship Krishna, hmm, who is who we know we learned many things about God in the middle six chapters. Who is all pervading supreme Lord, who is the one who is from whom everything manifested, and He is the one who supplies everything, the food stuff, and He is the one Jataragni. He's digesting the food, all the necessities whatever we need, humans need. God knows very well. God knows very well. When you approach the Supreme Lord, and there is nothing wrong in asking the God, Lord Vishnu, if you are in need of money, if you are in need of protection, we can approach the Supreme God, who is the absolute truth, and and in Govardhan Leela also we can Krishna himself he establishes the truth, right? You worship the Supreme Lord himself. You don't have to go through many routes. Um, um, so it is recommended that Lord Vishnu's worship, when Lord Vishnu is pleased, he'll take care of everything. So there is nothing wrong in going to Krishna. There is nothing wrong. If you are in a need of money or problems, we can go to the absolute truth. That is a mode of surrender. I want my daughter to come to me alone. I don't want my daughter to go to uh, my neighbor and ask her money. Right? So if my daughter needs something, I want my daughter to come to me because I am taking care of her. I'm taking care of her. That's what the Supreme Lord, the Absolute Truth, Lord Krishna, Sri Hari, He is the one who is taking care of this entire creation, and He likes us. If we go to Him, approach Him, ask for anything, He likes us. There's nothing wrong in it. He fulfills our desires, whatever we want, just like a good father. Good father, the child may ask laptop. She is maybe 2 years, 3 years old, but she may ask a iPad. Right? It's not good for her. As a good father, what father will do? Father will delay. Father wouldn't give immediately. Father will delay and give, definitely give, but delay. Right? Similarly, Lord Sri Krishna, Hari is also like that. When we have a problem, we approach it according to time, place, circumstances. Lord knows very well when to give, what to give. He'll give it. There is nothing wrong in approaching the Supreme Lord and asking. That means like we are truly surrendered. Just like a child is truly dependent on the Supreme Lord, we are truly surrendered to the Supreme Lord. uh, and he definitely take care of us, everybody. So there is no need of going through tantric puja, torturing our body, and there is no need of going through yaksha rakshasa grama devatas or whatever. So Sri Hari is the one who is gonna um, take care of everyone else. He'll definitely take care of us. So that's what throughout Bhagavatam we can see this thing, and Krishna also establishes that fact in this verse. Okay, now that we completed this verse of worship in 3 modes, now we'll see food, many insights about food. Okay, I'll ask someone to read.
आहारस्त्व अपि सर्वस्य त्रिविधो भवति प्रियः यज्ञस्तपस्तथा दानं तेषां भेदम् imam शृणु. Even the food each person prefers is of three kinds, according to the three modes of material nature. The same is true of sacrifices, austerities, and charity. Now, hear of the distinctions between them.
Thank you, bro. So Krishna spoke about worship in 3 modes. If a person's inclination to approach a god, approach a being, approach a person, it varies according to the mode. According to the mode they are in, mode of goodness, passion, ignorance, satoguna, rajoguna, tamoguna. According to their mode, they approach a being to solve their problems or for something, right? So it varies. So similarly, Krishna is saying the food preferences also vary. The food preferences, the type of food they choose also vary according to the mode they are in. Every individual is different. Every some people like we'll see that in detail. Some people like soft food, some people like spicy food, some people like frozen food. It varies, it's individual thing. But that inclination towards liking a food types is also varies according to the mode they are in. And Krishna is saying same is true for whatever they do. uh, Yagna, Tapa, Dhana. So Krishna is going to elaborate in detail. So we are entering into this realm of food. Okay. So why throughout in this Bhagavad Gita, now Krishna is speaking Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, why Krishna has to um, talk about food? He spent 3 shlokas about food. We will try to understand from the Ayurvedic perspective, from the Vedic perspective, Vedic science perspective about food, more details about food now. Hmm. So, in Ayurveda and Vedic tradition, food, ahara, the food it is not just a fuel for the body. It directly shapes our mind, emotions, and our consciousness, thought process, and even spiritual kind of consciousness also. Hmm. So it is given in Maitri Upanishad, Yat annam tad manaha. Yad annam tad manaha. As is the food, so is the mind. As is the food, so is the mind. Hmm? We'll see this. Krishna talks about in next 3 verses, especially these things. As is the food, so is the mind. Hmm? Ahara shuddho sattva shuddhi. Chandogya Upanishad, very nice verse. Chandogya Upanishad. Ahara shuddho sattva shuddhi. सत्वशुद्धौ ध्रुवा स्मृतिः स्मृतिलम्बे सर्वग्रन्थीनां विभ्रमोक्षः. Ahara shuddho. Ahara means food. Shuddho, when the food is pure. Sattva shuddhihi. The mind and consciousness or thought process become pure. When the mind is pure, the remembrance will be high. Dhruva smritihi. Dhruva smriti means uh, long, long memory. Hmm? Nowadays, we see we have very short memory. With after 10 minutes, 15 minutes, our memory is just very short now. In the previous ages, people used to have good memory. They used to remember things, or whatever they hear, they read books, or whatever they used to remember for a long time. Nowadays, in this current generation, our smriti is very low. Smriti, or remembrance is very low. Within 5 minutes, 6 minutes, or 10 minutes, totally we forget everything. While we are sitting in the meeting, somebody talks, we hear, and after 2 minutes, what did he say? What did he say? Can I repeat again? And that's totally wiped out from our mind. Hmm? Uh, it's all connected to food. It's all connected to food as per Krishna. We'll see that. Dhruva Smriti, long remembrance. It's all starts with the food. Pure food, pure mind, pure thought process, long memory. Written, data will be written for long time. Smriti Lambe, Sarva Grantinam. When a person learns the right things and remembers the right things, then the heart is purified, mind is purified, and is definitely on the path of liberation. There is called Vipraha, a Brahmana, a noble person. So it is our ancient or Vedic scriptures or Vedic science or Ayurveda uh, has a very emphatically says that it is very important. It is very important to eat the right food, eat the right type of food. Food has a direct effect on our mind and consciousness. Mm. So food is the one we need to spend a good time on. Okay, but mostly in this current generation, food is the one we spend least time on. Least time on. Food is like like a person is hungry, goes and cook something and eat something or buy from somewhere, and you know, fast food nowadays, fast food generation, within 5 minutes go get eat and drive while driving the car eat. So busy world and busy mindset, eating food on phones and screens and meetings. While meetings are going on, eating, we don't know what we are eating, we don't know what we are listening. So, these things are happening in this world, right? So it is said, our scriptures say that food is the one we need to pay attention to, because that makes our mind and consciousness. That makes our mind and consciousness. Mm. Nowadays, like in this current generation, when the child takes birth, and if to feed the food to the child, in the previous ages, the mothers used to take out and show this moon and sing beautiful songs and makes environment so pleasant so that child could eat. Huh? So nowadays it's totally different. Mother doesn't even have time, and child also needs something to make the child to eat. We are giving iPad from the very beginning. When the kids are in the months, and we say like, oh, my child after 3 months, 6 months or 1 year, we proudly say like, oh, my child knows what to watch on YouTube. She goes and search, and she knows very well what to watch on YouTube. Because we have been giving that, like everybody's giving that, and kids are learning. And what they're doing nowadays, like they don't even eat food. When the screen is not in front of them, they don't even eat food. Screen is not in front of them, they don't even, and they're too much absorbed in the what are the screens they watch, and they totally forget, they're not even conscious of what they're eating. Maybe it's okay for them because they're eating at least food. It's definitely not okay for the adults or big people, right? So we need to spend good time, quality time on what we eat, how we eat. Even though we are busy with many things, right? So why do we go to office and spend 8 hours, 10 hours? We spend 8 hours, 9 hours. We work so hard for what? Earn money. For what? Money for what? To live a happy life, healthy life. If our health is not good, if our mind is not good, what is the use of money, and what is the time we spend? It's not so useful. Hmm? So it's very important. I'm building so much context here about the food, because this is the cause of everything. Food determines our mode of goodness, passion, ignorance, or good qualities, divine qualities, demonic qualities. It's all starts with the food. Okay. So let's see what Ayurveda talks about food. So I'll talk about the digestion process now. Digestion process. Little more insight. It's quite fascinating as I was learning these things. So um, yeah, it may complement or contradict with the modern science. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, or I didn't study medicine. Um, but there are nice things here we can see here. I learned from Ayurveda that when we eat the food, when we eat the food, there are different stages the food grows through. Mm. So it's seven stages, and total assimilation takes like 7 to 8 days. So the food after eating, it becomes, or it becomes a kind of a liquid, and later it turns to be like a plasma. Not turns, but the plasma is formed from the food. The plasma is formed, uh, and what happens? It nourishes all the tissues, and later forms the blood. The second day later forms the flesh and muscle. Yeah, they are nourished and they're structured. And later this rakta mamsa, medha means like fat is built out. And later bone structure is built out. And majja dhatu, bone marrow. And shukra dhatu, it's like reproductive fluid. Reproductive fluid uh, is starts with the food and ends with that. And later that reproductive fluid and uh, it turns out to be ojas. Not that exactly that, but there's kind of something like ojas. The last stage is the ojas. Ojas is the one which it's and nourishes and enriches our entire body. huh? And our senses, mind, senses, everything. If we are able to hear properly, and we can see here the saintly people following, you know, austerities, divine austerities, not sorry, divine austerities. The people, we can see that there's a natural glow in their face, in the faces, and the thought process, mindset is so stable. It's because of the ojas. High levels of good levels of ojas. If the quality of food we eat is poor, the quality of food we eat is poor, it is said that the ojas levels are also very poor. Mm. That means that it has a direct impact on mind and senses. The senses will be dull and mind will be dull. The processing power will be reduced. Mm. So OJS is a foundation of immunity, emotional stability, spiritual glow, and compassion and mental clarity. Then absolutely, then definitely we're in the mode of goodness. Sattva guna. So when the OJS levels are low, there is a confusion, misunderstanding, all those things will come. So but more details are there in Ayurveda. If you're interested, maybe you can study later. But I was truly fascinated by learning this one. Um, So the food we eat has an impact on physical level, mental level, emotional level, and spiritual level. Okay, the body tissues are built from the food. The body tissues are built from the mental level. The food reflects the mind reflects the subtle essence of food's energy. Then the type of food we choose is also important. When the food is in the mode of goodness, our mind reflects the same thing. That is a verse number 8, 9, 10, 10. Krishna talks about that in next three verses 8, 9, 10. Krishna talks about this exactly same thing. The type of food we choose, we eat, it reflects our mind. Food is in the mode of goodness, and then mind will be in the mode of goodness. Because of the transformation goes through. And the quality of food affects our thoughts, feelings, and mood, and our emotions also, because of this food we eat. Simple example, if we eat a spicy food, we can see if a person is eating spicy food, or he has been eating spicy food all day long or year long, months long, and we can see the way they talk, they behave, and all this is immediately visible. It's immediately apparent there. So yeah. And pure food refines ojas and supports spiritual practices. So the food we eat has effect on physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual level. So I built so much context about the food. Okay, so life lesson here: purify your food, and your thoughts will purify your thoughts, and your life will be divine. Okay, so now we'll go to the verse number 8. Krishna talks about the food in the mode of goodness. Okay, very important thing. I'll ask someone to read.
आयुः सत्त्वबालरोग्य सुखप्रीतिविवर्तनाः रस्याः स्निग्धाः स्थिरहृद्या आहारः सात्विकप्रियाः. Foods dear to those in the mode of goodness increase the duration of life, purify one's existence, and give strength, health, happiness, and satisfaction. Such foods are juicy, fatty, wholesome, and pleasing to the heart.
Thank you, Prabhu. So we can see here entire chapter, the context, the chapter, everything. Krishna is talking about everything in three modes: mode of goodness, passion, ignorance. Our likings, our inclination to worship, our likings to worship a god, it varies according to the mode we are in. Okay, ahara sadvika priya, satvika, a person in the mode of goodness, what kind of ahara food he prefers. Hmm? Satvika priya, priya means loves, he loves to eat certain type of food. What is that? It should be rasya, signa, sthira, hridaya, and Krishna gives a big list here. We'll go and try to understand this. I know we have 5 minutes. We may not complete this, but we'll continue in next session also. But we'll see in next few minutes. Okay. So two things Krishna talks about in this verse number 8. Okay. The effects of sattvic food, what they do when we eat. When we eat the sattvic food, what they do, what are the effects of sattvic food. And second thing, nature of sattvic food, what they are like, how they look, how they taste, what kind of food a sattvic person eats or likes, or by eating one becomes sattvic. It goes both way. Okay, by eating sattvic food we become sattvic, our mind becomes sattvic. Okay, and when the mind becomes sattvic, or we like naturally like sattvic food only. It's a circle. It's a circle. It goes both ways. Okay, so we'll see one effects of sattvic food. What they do when you eat it. Hmm? Ayuhu, it increases lifespan. It increases lifespan. And everybody wants it. Right? Sattva increases purity and clarity of mind. Definitely everybody wants it. Bhala increases strength. Arogya promotes health and immunity. Sukha brings happiness and comfort. Preeti brings satisfaction and love. Okay? And nature of what is the nature of this food? Rasyaha, juicy. It must be juicy, pleasant taste. Snigdaha, oily. Hmm? Unctuous, oily. And stiraha, steady, sustaining. And hridyaha, it must be pleasing to heart. Okay? So we'll try to learn, go in detail and learn about this one. I'll give more examples. I don't give the recipes, but I'll give examples of food types and how this food affects our consciousness in the next section. So please continue to join. Next session will go detail into this food in the mode of goodness, and we'll learn more. Okay, so I'll stop here. Thank you all for joining. Hare Krishna.